been a minute since I just sat down and we just chatted and got to know each other, you know, on a level. I just want to do my makeup and I just want to chit chat with you guys and do a little updated get to know me, because the last time I did this video, I believe, was almost like 3 years ago. I mean, things are very different now. Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jazz. I make beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I've been doing my makeup very differently lately, but I have been loving it this way. So I'm gonna show you guys at the same time, while you get to know me, how I do my updated, everyday, solid, staple makeup routine. I'm gonna prep my face with this First Spray Serum by Dalba. I love using this because it's so lightweight and I don't really want to put on any moisturizers or serums. Alright, face is prepped. We're gonna go ahead and start with contour. First, I'm using the Westman Atelier Contour, and guys, I bought this on sale at Sephora just to try it out, and unfortunately, it is as good as they say. And now I will be using this for the rest of my life. And I say unfortunately because this stuff is so expensive. So many of you probably already know me pretty well based off my content, even here on YouTube or on TikTok. But I am gonna share some more personal stuff, okay? Some more personal facts, because I feel like my YouTube family, and I've always said this, you guys should know more. Like, you guys deserve to know more. If you're watching me for like 20 minutes at a time, I'm like, we better know each other on like a certain level. Like, you can go around and say, oh yeah, she's my friend, because it's like, you know me now. Like I said, I'm Jazz. I am 25. I'm turning 26 in July, which, yes, that does mean I'm a Cancer. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I feel like sometimes when I tell people, oh yeah, like, I'm a Cancer, although I'm not really into astrology like that, but when I do tell people that are into astrology, they're like, oh, a Cancer, oh, and I'm like, is that not a good thing? I don't know. I will say Cancers have this rep for being crybabies. I have never been a crybaby, okay? I obviously, when I was like a little girl, yeah, I used to cry, but it got to a certain age, like in my preteen / teenager ages, where I just did not cry anymore. Like, I was like, I don't want to cry anymore. But now, as an adult, I cry weekly, okay? Every week. I mean, I don't miss a weekly crying session. I can't watch sad movies, but I love watching sad movies because I will cry. I will cry at like animated Pixar movies, and you honestly cannot judge me for that. Like, they make those movies deep. Like, those movies are deep, and I'm like, they're literally meant to make you cry. Like, have you guys seen Paddington? That movie makes me cry every single time, and I don't know why. So yes, I am quite an emotional person. I would consider myself to also have a lot of empathy, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, empathy. It's like, no, that is probably one of my biggest downfalls. Like, I can't live my life regularly because I'm always thinking about other people that are like going through it, other people that are suffering. Like, I get on TikTok and I see a video of like a dog losing its owner, or like, I don't know, an old person, and I'm like crying. I'm not kidding you. I cry on the daily on TikTok. All right, contour is on the face. We're gonna go ahead with the foundation now. I'm using the Patrick Ta foundation. I started using this one day randomly, and I just never put it back down. It is that good. Now, for those of you who don't know how I started doing social media, because in case you can't tell, I am a pretty awkward person. Okay, I just realized this is a tad bit too light for me. I did go to Florida this past weekend, so I might have gotten a little bit tan, but we'll make this work. I am a very shy, introverted person. Okay, I don't have many friends, and that is purely my fault. I just have a really hard time talking to new people, so I'm very introverted. And you're probably wondering, well, how the heck are you doing social media content if you're so shy, so socially awkward, and so introverted? And that is a question that honestly, I don't even know how to answer, because I started doing social media like many other people during the pandemic. I was bored. I always liked making content for my Finsta, like literally just for my friends. So I was like, you know what? I should start making social media content. But shout out my little sister, who was like obsessed with TikTok, that kept telling me, get on TikTok, get on TikTok. You need to make content. You need to make content. And I was just too shy, and I think I was also afraid of failing. So I was like, you know what? Like, no, like, content's just not for me. And then one day I tried it out, and I was like, you know what? I actually really do like this. So that is how I started making content. It started on TikTok first, then it went over to Instagram. And then I met my husband, who encouraged me and gave me the biggest push. And he was like, you need to get on YouTube. You need to get on YouTube. And I will say YouTube is a much harder commitment than something like TikTok and Instagram, where you can just prop your phone up and be like, hey guys, and just do a little chit chat and then post it and it could go viral. YouTube definitely takes more work, but I like YouTube a lot because it's so intimate. Like, I feel like my YouTube fam, like you guys, know me better than anyone does on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm gonna use the Say bronzer. I love this bronzer. This bronzer just screams like going to the beach. Like I said, I started making TikTok content when I was in college in the pandemic. I graduated from UNC Chapel Hill in North Carolina in 2021. I was 21 years old and I graduated with a bachelor's in exercise and sports science. A lot of people don't know what that is, but that's just like physical therapy area, which is what I wanted to do. I used to be like really obsessed with the gym, and I was like, I want to do something in the like athletic world for sure. During college, I started my own small business, and that is Fresco. You can search it up on Instagram. It's a small skincare business. I make everything myself. I formulate everything myself with the help of cosmetic formulators. And yeah, that was my small business that I had during college. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it was doing pretty good during college. So good that I quit my job that I had in college. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario blush. This is a soft, hot, plumping blush. Belle. That was a tongue twister for me, in the shade Pinch Me Pink, and it is such a pretty natural pink blush. Now, during college, I was working in the student recreation center, which is just the gym basically, and I was making like $7 an hour. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I was making like nothing. That was one of my first jobs, and I just didn't want to quit. I needed the extra money. I was a broke college student, of course. I needed a job. Then, like I said, I started my small business. It did well, and I was able to quit my job, and then I started doing content my junior to senior year. My senior year is also when I met my husband. I've told this story one too many times, but for those of you who are new here, I will tell it again. Me and my husband have actually known each other ever since we were like little kids. We've had mutual family friends. We went to the same church growing up, but we never ever spoke to each other. Maybe we did in passing, and I don't even remember because I was literally like 6 years old. But I do remember at the age of like 8 being like, oh, so cute. Like, I have a crush on him. But I was a little girl. Like, I'm not gonna go up to him and be like, hey, like, let's go on a date. Like, I'm 8 years old. And my parents, who are Latino, by the way, I am half Mexican, half Nicaraguan, they would have killed me, okay? They were strict Latino parents. They didn't let me do anything. So in what world were they gonna let me have a boyfriend? Ever. Like, ever. I actually didn't have my first boyfriend until I was 18. That's when I moved out of my house and went to college. So that should tell you something. I didn't even have my first boyfriend until I moved out. I'm gonna use the Sigma under eye color corrector. This just helps brighten up my under eyes a little bit. So like I said, we've known each other since we were kids, never spoke. Then when we were teenagers, we started talking a little bit, but he lived like 40 minutes to an hour away from me. I didn't have a car. I don't think he had a car at the time. Like, we were just never gonna meet up, and then he got a girlfriend, and then I just stopped talking to him, and we just never spoke again. That was like in high school, like sophomore year, I think. I might be getting my timeline mixed up. I don't remember exactly, but it was somewhere around that time. So during high school, we never really spoke again. I think I kept him on like Snapchat and Instagram, but we just never talked again. Fast forward to college, I get my first boyfriend at 18. We dated for almost 3 years. Now, during college, I had a group of friends and we went to this college party together. If you've watched Normal People, this is a lot like Normal People. Like, me and my husband love Normal People because I feel like our stories are so similar. Like, I literally went to a college party, and again, this was at my school. Okay, he went to school 3 hours away from me. We didn't even go to the same university. And I'm at this party. I go into the kitchen to grab a drink. Guess who's there? I was literally like, am I that drunk? There's no way I'm that drunk. Like, I was shook. I'm using the contour from this Makeup Forever face palette because I feel like this is the perfect shade for a nose contour, and I just want to chisel that up just a little bit more. So like I said, I walk into the kitchen. This man is there. I'm like, there's no way. I must be hallucinating. I must be literally like dreaming. There's no way I'm that drunk. Like, how is this man here? Turns out he knew one of my best friends from college, and they were very close. This was one of my male best friends, and apparently they were also like besties, and he invited him to a party. I saw him. The rest is history. We started talking again, and now we're dating, and yeah, now we're married. We're not even dating, we are married. Very quickly, I did apply a little lip stain just because I love doing my makeup when my lips are at least a little bit tinted, and I'm using the Wonder Skin one. This is in the shade Bella. You beautiful, beautiful lip stain. It looks a little crazy right now, but I'm gonna wash this off in just a second. Also, in case anyone was wondering, after I saw my husband at that college party, guess who texted him first? It did take me a year or two, but I did. I texted him first. I know. I am a firm believer, and it doesn't matter if you are the girl or the woman. Just text that man. Text him. You never know what could happen. I am not ashamed to admit that I slid in his DM first because now we are married and this man treats me like a queen. So who cares who texts who first? I'm gonna use the Armani concealer, and I love using this concealer all these areas except my under eyes because I use a different one for my under eyes. But yes, I texted him first. It worked out wonderfully. Now we are married. We happily have 3 kids, except they're not actually humans. We have 3 cats. If you guys don't know about my cats, it better be your first time here if you don't know that I love my babies, my cats. So this whole time we actually only had 2 cats. We had Tom and Skippy. Tom I got in college, and Skippy we got together once we moved into our first apartment in Charlotte, North Carolina, but now we live in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you guys haven't been watching my TikTok or my Instagram as of late, or my YouTube shorts, I rescued a litter of kittens. There were 5 kittens. They're all alive, well, and healthy, and we only need 1 more to get adopted along with mama, and we decided to keep 1. So now we have 3 cats. We're keeping little Bagel. She's this little precious calico kitten. She's very dark colored. She's fluffy. She's got long hair. I love her to death. Okay, she's gorgeous. So we did decide to keep her. So now, like I said, we have 3 kids now. Okay, our house is a little packed, but it is a good thing we have a house. Okay, we just moved out of our apartment in Raleigh during the summer. I guess that was half a year ago. That wasn't just moving out, but we just bought our house. So we are first-time homeowners as of today. We have our own little home that I love and adore. And honestly, I've been talking to my husband, and I'm like, I know a lot of people say that owning a home is overrated. I don't think it is. I love having my own little house. In case you guys don't know, the apartment that I used to live in Raleigh was like this little beautiful, high-rise apartment, the type of apartment that everyone's like, I want to live there one day. And yeah, I always had that as part of my goals to live in one of those apartments one day. I'm gonna use the Born This Way Too Faced concealer for my under eyes. It was always one of my goals to live in one of those apartments, and I achieved it. I did live in one of those apartments, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated the building. I hated the management. I hated everyone who lived there. I feel like they were just so entitled. I guess that just comes with living in a building that is of high value or expensive. I also did live in a very high traffic area in Raleigh, so it was just so noisy all the time, and I quickly learned how sensitive I am to noises. I need my peace and quiet, and it was just not peaceful or quiet enough for my liking. I mean, I was basically stressed out every single day. I was hearing ambulances, I was hearing cars honking, I was hearing music playing. It was so frustrating that it made my whole experience unenjoyable, and I quickly learned I want to live in the country. Yeah, I want to live on a farm with animals and have 1,000 barn cats and have some freaking peace and quiet and be able to go outside and touch grass and hear birds and open up a window, and I couldn't do any of that in that apartment. So I quickly learned it was just not for me. I know a lot of people love the city life, and I thought I was gonna love it too, but I did quickly find out that city life was just not for me. So I am very happy now living in a little rural area in Raleigh, North Carolina, in my little house. I love it, and honestly I couldn't be more grateful that we were even able to afford a home together. I used the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Cherry Blossom to go ahead and set these under eyes a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my makeup all over my face with the Hourglass pressed powder. I love this powder. I did mention already that I do content, obviously, and I mean, you guys are probably wondering how are you able to afford a home? You just do content. So yeah, I do have my small business. Like I said, I've always had that, although being fully transparent with you guys, I feel like that is a stage in my life that I'm ready to let go, because I started that small business when I was literally 19 years old, and I am now 25, and I don't know, I feel like sometimes you just outgrow things, but that is a whole other story. My husband worked for an agency. He also has his own agency that manages partnership, talent, creators, all of that. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably have heard of agencies that manage creators and stuff. And that is something, again, being fully transparent with you guys. In terms of career, I definitely am interested in joining my husband. And I'm being fully transparent here. I never really share like my own personal goals that much, but I am just the type of person that I don't think I can do just content for the entirety of my life. I feel like I've been doing just content for the past year or two along with my small business, and honestly, I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me. Do I love making content? Yes, I absolutely love it, but it's just the type of thing where I just need more. I need more, maybe security. I need more mental stimulation. I just need more for myself. So I think this year is gonna be an interesting year because I'm definitely gonna start doing other stuff besides just content, and honestly that makes me very excited. In case you were wondering, again, what's she doing? Like, what does she do for her career? I am basically just doing content right now, but that is going to change this year. You believe that is gonna change. I am also the type of person that is extremely good with their money, guys. You wouldn't believe how good I am with my money. I literally live like I make half of what I actually make, and that is because I save half of what I make. Like, I am very frugal with my money. I don't just go shopping just for no reason. I don't buy super expensive things unless I know that they're super worth it or worth the investment for me. Or when I buy expensive things, like let's say I buy a purse, which I love my purses. I love my vintage designer purses. I do. But I don't buy them unless I literally haven't bought anything that's expensive or I haven't spent that much money in like the past few months. So I'd say I'm pretty good with my money. I've always been that way. I feel like my parents just kind of instilled that in me. I kind of feel like, honestly, it might be a little bit of trauma. Okay, I forgot to say, I'm using this Hourglass palette. This is the Barney's collection, Barney's New York edition. I love this pink right here for a blush. Growing up with Latino parents, it's hard sometimes, okay? It's hard. I feel like I have a lot of trauma. It's a blessing and it's also hard. Like I said, have some trauma with money. I just don't like to spend, mostly because that's just the way that I grew up. And honestly, that's probably a good thing. Anyways, moving on. Something that I feel like I need to do, like on YouTube, is an updated, like, everyday in my life routine, because I feel like every year it just changes the way my everyday life looks. And now that I'm gonna start working and not just doing content, I feel like it's gonna look very different very soon, but I'm very excited for that. I think I am someone who thrives on like routine and having a to-do list and doing things every single day. That is just, it's a part of my habit at that point. For those of you who don't know, I am obsessed with digitally planning. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted a few days or weeks ago about how I made my own digital planner because I just couldn't find a planner that was like perfect for me. And again, I am someone who loves to digitally plan. I am constantly writing down every single little thing I have to do. Like, nothing ever slips my mind, and that is thanks to my wonderful digital planner. So like I said, I'm just very obsessed with digitally planning. I do that literally every day, every moment that I am breathing and living on this earth. That sounds dramatic. I wish I was being dramatic, but I'm not. I'm literally obsessed with it. So I'm very excited to see what the rest of this year is gonna look like. I do actually want to make a specific video, and that is talking about my goals for this year, because I have so many goals for this year. I decided that this year, like, I'm done playing. I'm done playing with myself and with the goals that I have set, and I'm like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's literally gonna happen. So I feel like I should make a video like that, because sometimes you never know, like, watching someone say what their goals are might inspire you to have like similar goals, or it might just be comforting to hear, hey, you know, this person also wants to make more friends. That is one of my goals this year. I told myself I'm done playing around. I'm gonna sign up for stuff. I'm gonna reach out to people. I'm gonna follow girls that I see that live in my area, and yeah, I'm just gonna start reaching out to people. I also have like fitness goals for myself. I just kind of stopped going to the gym all this past year, and that is not good for me. I don't know why I stopped going to the gym. I think I just started prioritizing work and other things I had to do in my house, when the gym is one of the best investments and best things you can do for yourself, because it gives you a healthy body, and a healthy body is one of the best investments. All right, I did my eyes off camera because I cannot talk while I do my eye makeup to save my life, but I applied this telescopic mascara, and then I did the Makeup Forever pencil in the shade Boundless Bisque on my waterline, just for a little bit of some brightening up. Now I'm using the Makeup Forever pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. Also, earlier I also used the Makeup Forever pencil in the shade Endless Cacao for my little freckles, which you can't see. I like them very light, barely noticeable, just a little bit of a shadow, but not like very noticeable freckles. Anyways, I love the Makeup Forever pencils, in case you couldn't tell. Now I'm using the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oil in the shade Blackberry Agave. Is that how you pronounce it? One thing about me is I am not the best at pronouncing things. I don't know why. I promise you, for the longest time I thought it was Arkansas. I know, you can laugh. I thought it was Arkansas, then I thought it was Yosemite. Apparently it's Yosemite. Yosemite sounds pretty like fine to me. I don't normally set my makeup, but I'm gonna do that today just because I feel like it came out looking very good. This is the Rare Beauty setting spray. Anyways, I feel like you guys kind of got to know me. Did you get to know me super well, like that well? No, but there's only so much I can tell you guys in a short video. If you want to get to know me super well, I can make like a 2-hour long video. But I can't even talk about myself for that long. Like, I feel like I'd just get awkward. I'd be like, yeah, so yeah, I'm a girl, in case you can tell. If this was your first time watching anything from my YouTube channel, welcome. I hope you're here to stay. I hope after this video we became a little bit more well acquainted, and I hope we can become friends long term. If you've already been watching my videos and this was just a video that you watched to catch up, I hope I caught you up. But if there's anything I'm missing, let me know in the comments. I can tell you guys anything about my life or anything about myself that I may have missed in this video. I really don't like to keep secrets here on YouTube because, again, I just feel like we gotta get to know each other, okay? We're basically friends at this point. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that I guess I don't get to share because there's not enough time, or I just feel like people don't care. And I don't even mean that in like a sad way. I just feel like, who cares? You know, why are you talking about yourself so much? But I realized that this is the best way to make friends, especially with you guys. I mean, I have a lot of followers that I just chat with on like the regular at this point through Instagram DM, because we're just friends. Like, they'll slide up and then I'll slide up and then we'll just talk. And I love that. I love that I make like a little community through you guys. All right, I don't know if you can tell with this camera. I feel like sometimes it kind of like washes out all the color, but this was the makeup routine for today. This is my everyday like go-to makeup routine as of late, and I have been obsessed with it. I feel like it is the perfect, just natural but classic, but also makeup look. I don't know how to explain that. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little bit and also enjoyed watching my first video of 2025. I feel like that is a good start to the year, is by getting to know each other. Make sure to drop a little fun fact about yourself in the comments. Even if you don't think I would see it, I do see them, and I see usernames that comment under a lot of my videos, so I know your username. Why not drop a little fun fact so I can get to know the person behind the username? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this little makeup look. If you have any questions about the makeup products that I use, let me know in the comments. I'm so excited for all the YouTube videos that I'm gonna have the rest of this year and just growing this little community. I hope you got to know me a little bit better. Thanks for watching, and I love you.